While the world dreams of reaching Mars or building cities on the moon, a bold new idea is rising from the depths, quite literally. What if humanity's next great migration isn't into space, but into the unexplored oceans of our own planet? A UK startup called Deep believes that living underwater isn't just science fiction anymore. It could be essential for our survival. And yes, they even plan for humans to give birth underwater by 2050. Let's dive into this fascinating vision. At the center of this revolution is Deep, a UK-based company challenging the idea that human exploration is not only about leaving Earth. Instead, they're inviting us to look down into the vast, uncharted oceans that cover over 70% of our planet. Their goal? To make human life beneath the sea not only possible, but normal. Exploration, science, even raising families underwater. A vision so ambitious, it sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie. Project Neptune 100 made headlines worldwide after a biomedical engineer lived submerged underwater for 100 full days, setting a new benchmark for long-term undersea habitation. This experiment has reignited a question that was abandoned decades ago. Can humans truly live, work, and even build communities under the ocean? Deep's plan is as bold as it is detailed. Step 1. Launching their first habitat called Vanguard. A 3D, printed, pressurized metal structure capable of withstanding the pressures at about 325 feet deep, still within the ocean's sunlight zone. Despite being just 300 square feet, about the size of a small studio apartment, Vanguard can house 3 people for short scientific missions. But Vanguard is just the beginning. Next up are the Sentinels, larger underwater homes positioned near the mysterious Twilight Zone, around 656 feet deep. These will include bedrooms, kitchens, bathrooms, and even labs for research. Think of it like moving into a cozy underwater neighborhood, except with whales instead of neighbors. By 2035, Deep hopes to establish 10 large underwater settlements around the world. And by 2050, their most audacious goal, witnessing the first human birth underwater, inside a specially engineered pressurized habitat. Now, you might wonder, haven't people tried this before? Back in the 1950s and 60s, during the Cold War, both the US Navy's Sealab and French explorer Jacques Cousteau's done experimented with underwater living. But the missions were short, the longest lasting just 28 days. High costs, technical challenges, and limited technology ultimately forced them to abandon the dream. So why does Deep think it will work now? First, we have better materials, stronger, lighter, and more flexible than ever. Second, AI and advanced robotics allow us to monitor environments and human health more precisely. And third, our understanding of how the human body responds to pressure and isolation has massively improved. In short, the ocean is just as harsh and unforgiving as space, maybe even more so. But despite the risks, Deep's mission taps into a growing realization. Our oceans are Earth's final frontier. Would you ever live underwater if given the chance? Tell us in the comments.